everyone. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Some of you might still be Saturday, but for us here in Italy, it is Sunday. So Sunday morning, about 11 o'clock. So I'm going to do I'm just going to be making some ephemera today. Let's put that aside because I'm running out and I've completed another journal. I've just glued in all the pages, so, well, kind of completed, not quite. I need to make more ephemera for that. And the other thing is, I wrote it down, I didn't bring it in here. Sorry, someone, who told me that? Maybe to try putting all of my equipment in a basket while I'm working so I don't lose it. And when I use it, chuck it back in there, and then maybe with a little bit of hope I won't lose it. So what I want to do first, and we've done this before, but I'll sort of recap. I might do something with this. I've got these tea dyed index cards. If you remember, I bought these in Daiso. I've nearly finished tea dyeing them all. Maybe we'll keep a couple of those out. The rest of them need to go in my tea dyeing box where I keep all my stuff. I don't think I'll do much with that. That'd be more something that I might use for a cluster. I'll throw that over there. That's a bit of rubbish. I can make a tag out of that. Probably can make a tag out of this one. Just take that edge off. I'm not going to use that. I can make a tag, then all of these as well. Oh, that's where that went. I was looking for that. And then I put those in my bags. As I mentioned before, I have all my little bags where I keep all these little bits. Just put them in there. That's acetate. I have an acetate folder like one of these too, where I put all my bits of acetate, but I can't find where it is at the moment. Where is it? Let's see, it's normally there, but I can't see it. So I'll just put them down. Put that down over there. Oh yeah, that was that cool thing that I found. I'll put that in that other bag. I'll just put that over there for now. Then I had all this pile of stuff here that I want to work with. So I can make belly band. I'll keep that aside. Another belly band. That can sometimes, I might keep that piece. That can sometimes be good as a, inside the cover of a journal. This is good for making those. I was doing something different. That's going to be another video. These are, sometimes I keep these long ones because you can franken them and make big pieces. So I think I might keep those for that because I've got plenty of smaller pieces here that I can use. That's actually a big journaling card as it is. That's going to be for a big journal. That's good. So I need to find my folder and put these all away. They're all good to use. That's good for franken. That's good to use. So, oh yeah, all the long ones I put away. Oh, that's a nice big piece. I wouldn't cut that piece up either because I can use that for an inside cover as well. Or franken. Oh, that's put a little pocket on there already. Oh, these are all of the Carol roll papers. Someone suggested I call it the Carol roll. So I call it the Carol roll. So I've got all of those bases I can use. And then these are some of my ephemera that I have in my packs that I've already, because I printed them on a not so strong paper, I just backed them with a bit of paper. Oh, that one's going to be a journaling card. That's going to be a pocket. These aren't backed yet, but I can do stuff with those. That's going to be a journaling card. They just need to be decorated. That hasn't had anything. So yeah, just trying to get myself organized. That I'm going to stitch it. I was looking for these. I couldn't find them. I knew I'd prepared a whole lot of these windows. These are Graphics Fairy. I think they're in the premium membership site. So they've already put the acetate in those. So they're just ready to go if I want to use them. Oh, I made a whole lot. You see, I was looking for those and I couldn't find them. There you go. There they are. Oh, and these are mine. That one's mine. I haven't published those yet because I need to do some more. I wanted to do some of that shape. Yep, so there's mostly Graphics Fairy ones there. Oh, that needs to be put away. I'll put that over there. Here's another one that I've already sort of, oh, that's in my, I think I put that in one of my Easter ephemera packs. Oh, I got dirty nail. It's chocolate. It's Lily made chocolate muffins. So I helped, and I just put them all in a container, a sealed container, and I've got chocolate under my nail. So that, I'll keep that because I would use that, I would do that when I do my Easter. These are just plain ready to go. And then these are mine. I'm going to make some tags out of those. I've got that ready to go. There's just some stuff I was... Okay, and there's some... I think they're Tracy Birds, those. And then I've got some more of my stuff over there. Okay, great. And my glue book. So, here's some things I just played around with yesterday. They all need to have toppers and be stitched. Isn't that pretty? That's going to... There and there. Okay, so I'll put those. I need to put those under something. They're curving a little bit. Put them under that. Okay, so I'm just going to have a think. Now I need to make pockets. So I'm going to grab over my basket. And we're going to prepare a few things before we get started. Pull out all of these bits that have been folded that don't really have a direction yet. See, there's some more things that you can do stuff with. I've got all kinds of stuff in here. Better not get distracted, had I? Easily get sidetracked and not concentrate on what I'm doing. So I'll show you here what I do with these. When I get, see, I've got quite a lot in here now, so I need to get a move on. That needs to go in the bag and sort of sort them out. That's not in the right spot. See, every so often, I mean, you still, as organised as you try to be, you still get into a state of disarray. It's just... I find it impossible to stay organised. I haven't done any envelopes for a while either, so we need to do some more of those. Okay. Oh, look, see, belly bands, rubbish. Pocket taggy situation. There we go, and then I've got a whole lot of like journaling cards and stuff like that. They're the Project Life ones and some stuff that Joyce sent me there. Okay, so that's good. That'll make that a little bit more organised. Okay, so I just put those there in that pile. I'm not going to do all of this. Don't freak out. I'm not going to do all of that in the video. But what I'm going to do is, what I like to do is just start folding. And it's a way to just sort of, you know, when you're starting on a journal, you have all these things sort of semi-prepared and decided what it's going to be. That's going to be a pocket, can go that, well, not, usually if I fold it like that, it's going to go that way. I might need a smaller one, so I'll do a smaller one, because sometimes the journal is smaller. And I just glue them down, and then I'll show you what I'll do with them afterwards. So we'll do a few of those. This can be like just a big tag, but it's got a very jagged edge there, so we'll just get that off. So that's, and then I put them in piles. So tags, which I don't really need to. That can be a tag, or that can be a side tuck too, or it could be a tag. That I'll just keep, because those little pieces, well, first of all, they'd be good, but like, for example, they can be attached there. So that's, I'll put that together there. This is a big one, and sometimes I like to do those, so I'm going to put that there like that, and I'll just I'll just actually put them all in a pile, and then we can stitch them. That can just be a tag, so I don't need to do anything, or a pocket. Now this one I could fold up, but I don't always use those, do I? That could be stitched onto there. That's another big one that I've just left like that. This one I might just fold it like so. Now I'm just trying to think, is that going, that might fit in a journal that I'll be starting soon. It's going to be a bigger journal, slightly bigger, so it would fit in that. Or otherwise, actually no, this can be one of these. I like those as well. Put that like that. I'm trying to go as fast as I can. That one I'm going to fold over. I like these pockets. I really do like those. I might fold it that way. So you like to have them in different directions to go in. Am I on screen? Yes. To go in, you know, sort of. You should see my hair today. It's like a pineapple on the top of my head. See, that's ready to go, stitched already, ready to decorate that one. So that's what I like to do with those. I'm just putting it in my rubbish thing. This one I could I need quite a few tag sort of shapes. You don't want them all super long. I'll just put that aside for a minute. Just more pockets and journaling cards. Now this one I might make into little file folder things, so I don't actually need to stitch that yet. It's a pocket sort of thing. Now, what else do we have? These are all good for pockets and tags, those. And then this one is quite big. It can be a big tag, I think. Okay, put that aside. I might need it. You never know. For example, no, it's not big enough. Sometimes I take these and just put them like that. So it could be a tag with a pocket, or it could be stick down on a page as a pocket. And I've got another piece here that I can put there, you see. There we go. And this can be a tag. See, see how quickly you get through the pile. Probably won't keep. Oh, those, sometimes I use those as bases for clusters as well. That can be good. This one I might keep as a side tuck or flip out, but it's too long. I mean, I don't even know what size book it's going to go in, but I'll trim it down a bit. It's more like a tag now. I trimmed it too much. That one, that's all okay. Those are all okay. Yep, these I'll just keep as they are. Okay, good. So that's that pile. And then I've got this pile over here. I had some more of those. That's what I wanted, these. Okay, so, yeah, probably more. No, actually, I might do some more of these. I don't have many of these. Doesn't matter if the writing's crooked. And this one is very bad folding. I think what I'll do is I'll fold that down like that to there. And I might trim it. I find myself looking for my scissors. I hadn't pulled my scissors out yet, had I? Trim it like that. And I have a little corner pocket. Oh, and I need to glue those. It's just a nice way to get everything sort of organised. When you start to have a lot of stuff and you sort of feel overwhelmed by it, you sort of just prepare it into a whole lot of different stuff that you think you might need. And then you're ready to go. And I'll put those aside like that. Okay, so the next step I do is, I'm just going to throw those, even that was meant to be my garbage bin. It's now collecting up all my project stuff. Those bits, I'm just going to put them in the rubbish. I don't need those. And those I'll keep aside. Fold my sleeve back. Have a sip of coffee. That's always important. Have a sip of coffee. Or tea, if that's your preference. I'm going to bring my sewing machine over. Now, you won't be able to see, but you don't need to. All I'm doing is I'm going to... I'm just going to zigzag across the diagonal here. I had my little tonic trimmer there, and I put my foot on to get my sewing machine to go. Not happening. So just these ones that need the stitching, I'm stitching. I'm not even going to stitch around the edge of them because this one here. So first you need to stitch this bit here. And as you see, I don't know if you can actually see, but I just feed them in one after the other. That's a quilt making trick. When you're piecing together quilts, you feed them in one after the other. And it saves time, and it also saves thread, because you use less thread. So I'll just put those aside. They're ready to go. Ready to decorate, they are. Chuck those there. Now this needs to stitch onto here. Now I stitched across there first, for those of you who are new, because when you're putting things in that, it's quite brittle paper. It might rip. It just helps it. So these ones, yeah, I am going all the way around. I might make my stitches a little bit bigger so they go a bit faster. That one I don't need to do anything, none of those. Unless I decided to, you know, do something fancy with them. I didn't glue those ones down. Let's get those done. I mean, you don't have to do that bit first, but sometimes I like to do that first. No, that doesn't need anything. That's going to be a flip out. What was that doing? Oh, that was going to be another one of those. So let's get that going. And then occasionally I'll trim them off just because if they do get in your way a little bit. And chuck them in the basket, ready to decorate. I haven't done that for a while. Needed to be done. I can stitch around this one. We don't have too much to do, guys. Sorry. So if you can hear any noise, that's my husband. He's playing his guitar. Do this one quickly. So any way you can think of to fold up a piece of paper and then just prepare it so you've got them all there ready to go. Out of thread in a second. So that goes with that. That doesn't need anything. That doesn't need anything. No, they're all genuine cards, so it's just this one. If I run out of thread, I'll leave it. Oh no, wait, was something that might be like a flip or a side pocket, so I'll skip that one. And that goes with this. And I'm going to run out of thread. Okay, run out. So I'll finish that one off afterwards. I've got thread here, but I'm not going to, you know, we've done enough stitching just to give you the idea. Okay, put that aside and we can get decorating. So I do actually need tags and stuff as well, and pockets and tags. So that one's not finished. I'll put that one aside over there. This could be like that or like that. Okay, good. So we'll just slowly work through a few things, I guess. I've lost my garbage basket. It's going to have all of this stuff in there. So let's do this one first. I like doing these. They're all taggy, so let's put all the taggy things over there. And these are pocket sort of things here. That's what we'll do. Put them like this. I'm not going to go to my sewing machine again in the video. So yeah, maybe a good idea to organise them in piles. Pockets, 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 But I'll do these first because I had an idea for those. That's well, actually these are all tag sort of things, pockets and tags and belly bands. Those, and that can be a belly band or a tag. The same with this one. Okay, now I've got my garbage bin back. And that's going to be perfect already for something. So, I've meant to put everything back in that basket over there. Okay, right. So let's do this one first. So what I need first is some paper inside. Have a sip of coffee. Put my coffee over there. I've got my glue book. Okay. And I need to grab some paper. Oh, will that paper work? It won't, and that might not work. Now, it's meant for writing, so I don't want anything too... It's a little bit of medieval mirage left over there. We might as well use that. And I'm just tearing it. It's actually got very faint lines because the printer needed to be aligned. So, but actually you could use, they're very, very faint. You could use them to you know, for writing. So you can write straight. Now maybe I should line this up here. Use my mat underneath so I can at least attempt to go straight. Put that one there. Oh, so I have to tell you, I woke up very grumpy this morning because last night we went to dinner at Steph's cousin's place, and with the terror. He's a terror. That child is out of control, 3-year-old out of control, and I'm very Anglo-Saxon, I can't help myself, but basically up on the table, like literally was going to cross the whole table to come to get the water, the bottle of water that was in front of Lulu and myself, and I said to him, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I'm getting the water." And I'm like, "No, you're not. I'll pass you the water. Just ask for it. Here it is." And so I passed him the water. Then he climbed up on the table again and stuck his fork in the pot that had the meat in and grabbed a huge piece, like up on the table, in between both of his parents, totally oblivious to what he was doing. I didn't say anything, but stuck his fork in the meat that was in the middle of the table and took out the huge chunk of meat and then proceeded to run around the house eating this piece of big chunk of meat. And I was just like, that is disgusting. And not only is it disgusting, but dangerous, because he could have taken a big chunk off and then run around and choked. Neither of his parents said a word, not a word. I'm just amazed. And then he kept taking the water. We had ice cream after dinner, and we had it in our water glasses. And he kept, first of all, he asked for water, and he just trying to work and concentrate at the same time. He proceeded to fill his glass, his ice cream glass, with water and just mix it around, and it would just look disgusting. But anyway, you know, that's okay. Kids do that sort of stuff. I wasn't worried about that. But then he decided, he kept asking for more water and more water, and he kept, I mean, this is bottled water that costs money, and more water and more water, and then he filled up his mum's glass, and then he did it with his dad's glass, and then he filled it so it went over the top. And I mean, they just allow this all to be going on, and then don't know what I want to do, and then anyway, so I just, you know, it's not my child, and I guess so I was quiet. I didn't say anything, and then his mum said something to him. She was lying on the couch at this stage, just, you know, which is just another thing, just totally bizarre to me, the whole parenting thing. But it's not my child, it's not my business. I just try and survive the dinner. I nearly didn't survive it last night. I'll tell you why in a sec. So basically, his mum made some comment about the mess that he'd been making, and I said, oh yeah, there's this word in Italian. I said, oh, you made a big pastrocchio, which means like a big, big mess. But like, I said it in kind of a laughing sort of way. And the next thing I knew, the child came over and belted me over the head. Like, I know he's only 3, but it hurt. He had his hand wide open and he slapped me across my temple, the side of my face and my head as hard as he could. And his mum started to laugh. And it hurt and I was shocked and I was so angry. And I said to him, you don't behave like that. You don't hit people like this. And then his mum realised that how angry I was. And she lay on the couch and said, Don't hit Rachie. Say sorry like this. And I'm like, I didn't actually think about it right then and there, and thank God, because we would have had a fight. But I thought afterwards, she should have, if that were me, I would have been mortified if Lulu belted someone across the head like that. I would have had her up and yanked her into the bedroom, and she wouldn't have come out for the rest of the night. She would have known in no uncertain terms was that behaviour acceptable. And she just lay there, don't say sorry like this. And he's like, no, like this. And he kind of, then his dad came in because his dad had gone out to have a ciggy. He didn't see it. I think that if his dad is, they're as bad as each other, but his dad is aware of what, that they've created a monster by not disciplining him. And he actually doesn't know what to do. But he probably would have had a bit more of a correct reaction to his wife, who I love and adore. She's like one of my best friends here, but I was just amazed. Anyway, so then the child gets the broom, and he came over, and I said to him, what are you doing with the broom? And he said, I'm going to hit you with it like this. And so thankfully his dad was now there and he got the broom off him. And then he went and got a box of toys, it was full of memory, like a big box of toys that was like, had memory cards in it or something. And he came over and I said, what are you going to do? And his dad grabbed it, thankfully, but he nearly whacked me in the head with the box. And I was just like, and then his mum proceeded to say, oh yes, he's very violent. He hits other kids and all this stuff. And then they were saying, oh, well, maybe when he goes to kindergarten, they'll sort him out. And I was just like, I said to Stefano, you can't depend on teachers and school to do your parenting, because if they don't get any parenting at home, there's only a limit to what the school can do. And I know because I've seen it with my own eyes. I've done workshops at kindergarten, I've done workshops at elementary school with English, and I've done them at the middle school. And the kids that are a nightmare are the kids that don't have any parenting, no discipline. And I actually, when Lulu was at kindergarten, there were these 2 brothers, little less than a year apart, and the parents both work. And, I get that, people are out all day working and they're tired, and it's hard to be a parent. It's, it's hard work. And they had this really lovely lady who, she just likes looking after kids. She didn't really need to, but she likes looking after kids. So she looked after the kids in the afternoon after school, picked them up and everything. And anyway, one day she said to me, because I saw her at the swimming pool in summertime, she said to me, I'm beside myself with those kids. I love them, to bits, but, I pick them up, I look after them, and I teach them manners, and I teach them how to behave, and then they go home, and the next day they are monsters again, because their parents are tired and they just don't discipline them. And so I told my husband, Stefano said, oh, when he goes to kindergarten they'll sort him out. And I'm like, well, they might not, because I've seen it happen with other kids. And those kids are wild all the way through school. They're still wild. One of them's Lulu's age and one's a year older, and they're as wild as can be. because they have no home discipline. So anyway, they've created a monster. I said to Stefano, I said, thank heavens, I didn't actually think about your cousin, the way she started to laugh, because we might have had a fight. And I don't want to have a fight because she's like one of my dear friends here, and I love her, but I'm not impressed at the moment with what's happening with the child. So anyway, I got a whack over the head, so I woke up grumpy this morning. Really grumpy. I went to bed grumpy and woke up grumpy with a headache. No, the headache was not from the whack. It wasn't so hard that it gave me a headache, but it stung because he slapped me with the open hand. And then he apparently hits the little boy downstairs, and so it's a bit of a problem. But I felt like when I thought about it at home that her reaction was not the right way to have dealt with it. She needed to sort of get up off her bot and do something about it, sort of thing. Be a bit more assertive and not first of all laugh, because it wasn't funny actually. So anyway, I won't be racing over there again for dinner to get a slap in the head. Didn't enjoy it. No, yeah, just crafting away here, having a whinge. My sister will probably find it highly comical, because she can probably just imagine me getting a whack in the head from the naughty child and how I might react to it. I kept myself under control, because obviously it's not my child. I can't hit him back. And then he said, when we were going, he said, "Are you leaving, evil woman?" Oh, I just have to, I mean, he's 3, you have to ignore him, but it's not really an excuse, is it? No. My goodness. When Steph's mum comes over, she'll be coming over today. She'll get an earful about it, because she loves her niece, but she's just amazed too about how wild the little boy is, and so I'll just have to tell her all about it. She probably already knows, but she doesn't invite them over. I'm going to put that there. Maybe I'll put it over here. No, I like it over there. I know I'm covering up a lot of what I put on there, but it doesn't matter. I'm actually reinforcing a lot the paper as well, because this paper is very brittle. And I'm not planning on this being an envelope. I'm going to attach it. I might attach it or as a pocket or as a tuck. So attach it down those two sides, and then you open it and you can write, sort of thing. I'm just wondering, I think I quite like it like that. I don't know that it needs any more. That could be quite cute to open it and see that. I could put that with a few other bits and pieces. Oh, dear me. Yeah, I think I'll put that there, just to put a little bit of decoration inside. Yeah, so we're just having a bit of an ephemera session, because we always need that. Okay, and that will be stitched around, and that is ready to go, and I'm very happy with that one. I don't know do I need anything there? I don't think so. I'll put that one over there ready I'll put them on top of my sewing machine when they're ready to stitch. Okay, let's do a pocket. Let's do a couple of pockets, because do I need pockets now? I do. I need pockets. Not to finish off the journal that I'm doing, but I do need them for other things. Love that. There's a bit of that. I've got all these pages that I've taken out of the journals too, because I had too much stuff in. I think what I'll do is I sometimes like with these, because they're quite they're not that easy to always decorate, so I like to just put one full piece of paper over and then collage, just so you get a basis going. And I need to tear that. Might not be straight. Okay, and then I need to tear that little piece. Oh, a little bit more. I'll trim it. It takes that little bit of extra effort to move your arm and put the stuff back in the basket, but the result should be that I can find my stuff. Oh, I like this piece. I might use up some of this. Put that there. Put that there, and I had something in, where's my other one? This, oh, it's right in front of my face. I like this here. Just tear a little bit of that off so it's torn edge. Just seeing how sticky my book is. No, I want to glue that one down first. And then, oh, I've got this basket that Wendy gave me, and I've been putting, I need to find my glory box. I don't know what I've done with that. It's under my mess somewhere. I just want to grab, I've got a few fussy cut things here, but I don't know if they're right. See, that could be pretty there. I like those colours, but I wanted to see if I could find something. So these are some that I've already sort of cut out of those, one of those books. Oh, I like that one. That's it. Some of them are quite big, so not appropriate. Put that on the floor. And I feel like I might like, just move this stuff, some textile there. It's like musical chairs, isn't it? Moving things left and right. Just a little bit. Okay, and then I'll get some glue onto this. I think I might change my okay, let's open the glue a little bit more. Just grab a wet one. Got glue all over me already. There we go. And there we've got a pocket already. And that one is ready to go. And it doesn't, I could stitch along there again, but I don't really need to. And I won't stitch around the edges because I'll stitch that onto the page. At most, I might decide not to close that when I stitch it onto the page, so then I might just do a little zigzag on that. So that's ready to go. Oh, I have my basket here. I'll let it dry. I'll just put it on top of my sewing machine so I know that that one doesn't have to be stitched. And then I've got this one. I might do that one So that was that way. I'll do this one that way. And maybe I'll just use, oh, that's too big. This pattern here, this could be pretty. Don't know if I can get any on there. Oh yes, there. Just vaguely run my finger along the edge and hopefully tear it correctly. Yep, that'll do. Just need to trim it a little bit there. Okay, so that just needs a little bit of something else, doesn't it? Just going to have a sip of coffee. I might finish it off. I might put a little cluster or something. Seeing what bits I've got floating around here that maybe could go in a kind of little clustery sort of thing. Like that. Might need a bigger piece of that. I do have some here. This is a different one, but similar. Okay, and then put some glue on here. I haven't even checked if I like it. This is one of the fabrics that I painted with the Arteza paints. I might not even like it. And I will stitch down that one again just to, oh yes I do, just to hold that. There we go, a bit of textile. I'll put that over there. Okay, see, whizzing through here. We'll do another one of these, will we? I think I might like to do some, oh no, I'll do one of these. Oh, I know what I wanted to do, this one. This one, I was thinking, I might just tear it down a tiny bit smaller. And I was thinking I would like to make it more like a file folder sort of thing. So what I need to do is cover the outside and then cover the inside. I want to cover those up. Let's do a pretty botanical file folder. Need to get it the right height. I won't worry about taking that edge off, but I will, because I'll cover that one up. Need to get glue everywhere. Okay, let's have a look. Nearly covered it, so I'll just add something there. Good. So what will I put down there? Just a piece of something. Piece of old letter, maybe. Okay, so I need to trim that off. About there. Okay, I'll glue that down. Okay, and then we need to fill it inside. Cover the inside, I should say, not fill it. Pretty. So I need to put some paper in here, and I'd like it to be like that you can write in it. So I need and I know I've got some stuff in here that I can use. Just got to find it. Not that tight. Okay. Oh, that's nice. No, I won't use that one. So these are all of my, a lot of my printables are in here. That's what I'm searching through. To find one where I have a background, like a tea-dyed background or something like that. Even that one could be nice, and it's not printed on heavy paper. That could be nice inside, I think. Or just plain. Let's see if I can find a plain one. Oh, and I wanted to say, that's what I was kind of looking for, if it's big enough, that Carol Laws has done another set of journals with my digis, and they're really amazing. So if you want to pop over and have a look, I'll link her channel below. And I've also just made a little playlist with, I will eventually organise a design team, but I just have to get my head around it. It just seems daunting to me to have a design team. Don't know why. But yeah, I'm not mentally ready for it. Isn't that silly? But Carol has done some amazing things, and it's really worth, especially if you're new to journaling, it's worth watching her video too, because she does really a lot of really interesting sort of flip outs and really interesting stuff. I went crooked. So what I can do, because I've gone crooked there, I could just grab some old book page, any type, even like this one, and one's a bit ripped. Let me just see if I can tear that straighter and just glue that underneath, so that way I can't see. Oh, that's music paper. I've got lots of music paper. Where I went crooked. Yep, that's going to be big enough, I think. So I think I'll change my blue page, just because that paper is very brittle and you don't want it sticking on anything. So it's midday. bells are chiming. That'll get the dogs howling. And they're pretty quiet at the moment. Normally they howl like mad dogs. Put that up there. And if I've gone crooked anywhere, if I have any other white bits, I'll have to cover it up, won't I? Maybe I'll put my glue on here. I think I started this video after 11, so I don't think we've been an hour yet. Okay. Just trimming off any little bits. And I've got that bit there, so I might put a strip of something down there. Nice long bit of that or something. No. Oh, that doesn't really go. Piece of this. Oops, slipped, doesn't matter. See, you just cover up your boo-boos. Sometimes, you know, mistakes make you have to fix it, and sometimes then you like it more than how it would have been without it. Okay, I'm not going to fold that yet. I'm going to stitch around that, but what I will do is show you how I'm going to make it into a little file folder thing. Well, I'll fold it a little bit. I will fold. There you go, because I want to see it. So that's going to be like that, and then I have to choose some paper, and I had all of these bits of scrapbooking paper. Oh, they're over here. Just a minute. Just going to find a piece of scrapbooking paper. Even this one would be nice. So just trim off a piece of this, and then do I want it that way or that? No, that way. You see, fold it in half. Okay, and then oh, it's on the floor. Oh, it's all the way over there. Just a second. Grab this. Put it in here. Now my phone is running out of battery, so I'm going to have to go, but I'll just show you how I'm going to do this. And then that will be stitched onto there, and you've got a little file foldery thing. Okay, so I'll just recap. We did all that stitching to prepare all of our bases. Then this is going to be a file folder, a pocket, a flip out, and another little pocket. So that's all I got done because I did all that other preparation. So I thank you for hanging out with me today, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Oh, I can't stop it. Just a second. Sorry, guys. Okay. No. Sorry.